Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see here, I went ahead and stopped by my local Harbor Freight. Picked up some stuff today and wanted to make a little comparison on the Icon Professional Mini Screwdriver Set versus the Instinct Soft Grips from Snap-on. And of course, I don't have any picks, so I decided to go ahead and pick up some picks. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what we got. So first up here is going to be the mini screwdriver set. And it does come with a little tray here, which I'm going to compare with my Snap-on version. It says right here, precision machine baby blasted tips. Okay, and they're magnetic. Let's see, I'm trying to get this to focus better here. There we go. Okay. So, I know some people, want to see this, but I'm more interested in what's on the inside, so let's go ahead and open this bad boy up here. See what we got going on. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the box all to the side here. Okay, this is actually pretty interesting here. Alright, from first glance I can already tell the Snap-on tray is a little bit more shallow, and it's, let's see here, yeah, it's not as wide or tall. So the Snap-on variant does give you a little bit more space. Now on the bottom here, as you can see, it looks pretty much identical for the most part. But just feeling they feel both about the same sturdiness, but I feel like the material on the Snap-on is a little bit nicer. So now let's go ahead and take a look at these picks here, and we'll go ahead and finish up this video. Now before I get into the picks, I did want to show you the differences between the Icon miniature screwdrivers and the Snap-on. So you can see here, this is a tri-lobe design, similar to the Snap-on, and it does have, indicator here to see. That way if it's in your tool bag, and all you gotta do is look and see if it's a Phillips or a flathead, just pull it out. The one thing I will say about the Icon version instead of the Snap-on, I'm not sure if you can tell, but let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about here. Both of them are tri-lobe, but the way this rubber here kind of just sticks out a little bit is just kind of odd to me. Versus over here, you don't have anything sticking out. So it's going to be a preference at the end of the day, but with the Snap-on here, I feel like I can spin it a whole lot quicker and a whole lot easier than with the Icon. I mean, if I choke up on it a little bit more, it gives it a little bit better feeling. And then another thing I noticed, if you look here, this is indented. So if you're sitting there and you're doing some fine screwing and you're sitting there, you can stick your finger right there. Versus, with the Icon, you don't have that option. It doesn't have an indentation. I mean, you're more than welcome to try, but my finger just wants to slide right off the top. I can't really center my finger on it because there's nowhere to put my finger at that'll, stop it from going everywhere. Both of them are paper blasted. But on the Snap-on here, it goes a little further up the shank. Versus here on the Icon, stops just basically at the tip there. So at the end of the day, it's going to be personal preference. Would you rather pay $20 and get you a set of the Icons, or upwards of $60 for the Snap-ons? At the end of the day, it's all personal preference. They both have lifetime warranties, but some may be hard to access. If your tool truck only comes once a week and you're sitting there stuck saying, "Oh, I need another screwdriver," and I gotta wait a week. Versus, Icon, you can just go down to Harbor Freight, and as long as they have it in stock, go ahead and get you a replacement for it. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the picks next. But I will say my personal preference for miniature screwdrivers in general is going to be the Snap-on. It just flows in my hand so much more naturally. So let's go ahead and take a look at the picks. Alright, last but not least are the picks. I will say that both sets are made in Taiwan, while the Snap-on is made in USA. So I'm going to go ahead and open this now. Let's take a look at this. So go ahead and take that off there. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these picks here. Focus. All right, let me see if I can get this to focus for you. There you go. So it does have a pretty fine pick on it. If you're not careful, that could draw some blood. I will say that much. Let's look at the awl here. Also pretty sharp. Fairly thick shafts on them. They're not, you know, super tiny towards they're gonna immediately bend. So yeah, guys, that's the picks right there. My first set of picks. I'm sure y'all all have seen the little tiny orange ones from Harbor Freight. I think they're Pittsburgh, I guess, the little tiny ones. I've used those before in the past, and the handles on them a little too small for my liking. So I feel like with these picks here, it's gonna give me a better feel. Yeah, so far I'm liking the way these feel in my hands a whole lot better. You can kind of, you know, just grip on it and pull it out whatever you need to pull out. So there, guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video coming out soon. And I'll see y'all in the next one.